about today is that I know a lot of you are entrepreneurs or small business owners with no HR department. You are busy, trying to bring in new clients, improve your services, and you forget that you need to make time for your employees, to talk to them, to check in with them, to make sure that they are okay. And you may be wondering, I don't have time. Belinda, I am busy. I have emails coming out my ears. I have phone calls I have to return. I don't have time to cater to every whim of an employee. And I get that. I'm busy too. I do understand that. But it is important that you make time. And I'm not saying you have to give up an hour a day or an hour even every week for every employee. But you do need to set a precedence to set time aside to check in with your employees. Now, what I do with my employees, I call it Monday meetings. So every Monday morning, I have set times where I check in with each of my employees and kind of get the highlights of what's going on. Any issues? I always ask, how was your weekend? Did you do anything fun? Because, I don't want it to be about work, 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 work. They're human beings. And I also talk about how important AI is in HR, but these aren't robots. These are human beings. So I want to make sure that I am connecting to my employees. How was your weekend? Did you do anything fun? If they're sports fan and their team was on or played that weekend, I make sure I try to bring that up if I know about it. And then I just hit the highlights. How's it going? What projects are you working on? Are you having any issues? Because it's my way of checking in. I do that every Monday. I have a smaller team. If you have a larger team, you don't have time to do that every Monday with everybody. But maybe you have one day a week. A month. Maybe it's not every week, but one day a month where you can talk to everybody for a brief period of time. So this is how I would suggest to cater your check-ins. And that's what I like to call it, check-ins, because it's nothing official. I'm not writing anything down unless it's something that I need to follow up on for them. Like if they say, yes, I've been waiting for you to do blah, 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 then I make sure I take that down. But it's just a check-in. Where are you? How are you feeling? If they sound sick, it could be sinuses or allergies, to acknowledge that. If I know that their kids had something, to acknowledge that I see you as a human being. So I'm going to talk about a couple of ways that you can do that. So first off, have a agenda that you want to talk about. So check-ins or so check-ins. Check in, see how it's going. How you feeling? How you doing? Updates. And then follow through. Short and sweet. So I have an agenda, 1, 2, and 3. When I'm meeting with my people every Monday morning, this is what I'm doing. I'm checking in. How's it going? Did you have a good weekend? I'm getting updates on services or clients. How is this client doing? And I'm also following through. Any follow through. If they were supposed to do something, where are you on this? Have you followed through on this? If I'm supposed to do something that relates to them or their project, then I'm reporting I'm still working on this or I've completed that. So it's just one-on-one touch base. And you may not think it's a big deal, but if you have a lot of especially remote employees, it means something. I had one of my employees who works remote, and he was like, I appreciate these Monday meetings because sometimes I feel like I'm on an island, like I'm by myself. So I appreciate these one-on-ones. Now, our one-on-ones are via Zoom. So it's not even a face-to-face, you're in my office. It's via Zoom. So it's a teleconference. I can see you, you can see me type thing. You should be checking in with the people on your team, period. Worst case scenario, once a month. Best case scenario, once a week, if you have that kind of time, if you have a smaller team that you can just set aside a couple of hours, one day a week. I do Mondays to bring in the week. Some people do Fridays to talk about how the week went and plan for the next week. It just all depends on your schedule, but you need to make it a priority because that is how you make sure that your team is doing well, that it's healthy. Is there any issues to keep it from being toxic, to know that they can count on you and can come to you. So those are the things that I would do. Again, have an agenda set that you have listed out. It's nothing that you have to share, that you're going to check in, that you're going to get updates and talk about any follow-throughs that they need to do, and follow-throughs that maybe that you need to do for a project or a client of theirs. Hope that helps.